From In Wheel Time, this is the Car Review of the Week, an in-depth look into the latest rides by the award-winning experts at In Wheel Time. Here's Mike Mars. Time now for this hour's car review. Mr. Mars got a chance to drive the QX80 from Infiniti. It's big.
It is big, and I used it big. So we had the limited four-wheel drive. This is the full-size SUV, 7-passenger seating, luxury SUV. We had the new limited trim level for 2019 and with four-wheel drive. So, they made some slight updates to the outside of it up front with the headlights and things. We had the side running boards with the welcoming underlights that I guess they call them puddle lights now, puddle lamps that say Infiniti whenever you get up to it.
Dreamed that up.
Yeah. It was,
puddle lamps,
well,
really?
That's what they call them. But it's a nice ad.
It's like Batman.
Had the automatic LED headlamps, and we got tail lights, we got the integrated fog lights, and the power folding side mirrors, all the great things that you would expect on a full-size SUV with the technology, including the power liftgate, and we were rolling on some nice 22-inch wheels because of the limited package. And where it really gets cool is when you get into the interior. This is a luxury vehicle, got plenty of leather seating and real wood-type trims around, but the technology is what really got to me on this one. I used this vehicle to go up to the auto roundup. So I loaded this thing up. We were out at the drag strip last weekend. We had all the radio gear and stuff in it, and I had the stuff we needed for the weekend. So I filled this thing up. So I had all the second row captain chairs that are heated, and they have the remote tilt up and down. So I had all that down. The third row seats, they are power folding. They also recline. So I had all the seats folded down, and I had it full of gear. And one of the things about this vehicle, so you can't see out the rearview mirror. And this really blew me away. I can't see out the rearview mirror, just the side mirrors. But up on the rearview mirror, there's a switch. And you can switch it, and it picks up the feed from the backup camera.
Oh, cool idea.
Yeah. And it'll run, and it works at 80 miles an hour, I can assure you. Now, it's kind of a flat look, and so it gets a little bit to where, you look at it, and it's a little different. But by the time I got to Dallas, I was cooking with this thing. And a car that comes up and gets on your tailgate might look close in your rearview mirror, but that rearview camera, if you can't see the headlights, he is up your exhaust pipe. I'm just telling you, he is sitting right there.
At 80 miles an hour.
At 80 miles an hour up Raceway 45 to Dallas. So anyway, this is great. Had the Bose 15-speaker 5.1 cabin surround sound audio, so we could really fill it up. Big 8-inch monitor. The second row had the theater screens on it so that you could keep the kids entertained in the back seat. Now, to make all this work, because this is a big, heavy vehicle that rides really nice, had the 5.6-liter V8 up under the hood, 400 horsepower, and it was backed by a 7-speed automatic. So this thing, properly equipped, can tow up to 8,500 pounds. Now, heavy towing, EPA says in the city you should be looking for about 13 miles per gallon. Out on the Highway 19, combined 15. Again, I had it loaded. We were running up the interstate. And I only got about 13 and a half. At one point, I was doing 14. But I think if you probably held it down at regular speed, you could probably
the
do
cruise
something.
control.
Well, the cruise was set. Just at a different
What, at
speed
110?
level. No. So it really is, it just really is a nice big ride. If you need a nice big vehicle with a luxury interior with pleated leather, this is something you really should look at. So when you get into it, it does have a little heavy feeling on the steering. Because it is a heavy vehicle, but it is very compliant, nice soft suspension without being a floater. But it was compliant with the 22-inch wheels. But part of that's because it has the body motion control system, and that reduces the body roll as you're going down the road. If you're looking for something to compare it to, you're probably looking at a Cadillac Escalade maybe, or the big Lincoln Navigator, or even a Mercedes-Benz GLS class vehicle. Gosh. All of those are going to start up in the 60s and 70s. They're going to run up into the 90s and the 125. Now, a base QX80 you can get for $65,100.
Really? I'm surprised.
Now, the base that we were testing started the best $89,800 was the base, and the MSRP, as tested with a little bit of options that we had, was $91,450.
So it's right there with the Escalade.
So it's right there with the rest of them.
Denali.
As far as options to look at. But this is the technology on this thing just really blew me away.
See and hear other weekly reviews from the award-winning experts at In Wheel Time.